Universal waste disposal is an important part of maintaining the safety of the Earth's environment. The waste that is produced by humans is distributed across the globe to areas where they can take the waste products, which are recyclable, and recycle it. The main objective of the waste disposal and management is to ensure the public and the environment is protected from the harmful effects that can come from waste. Canada gets rid of 25 million tons of municipal waste per year. Most of the garbage is divided between 2/3 of industrial and institutional, and 1/3 of it comes from residential. If we totaled the amount between both, each person a year would generate 700 kilograms of garbage. The chart displayed represents countries that are similar in economies and urbanization. Overall, Canada was producing more waste per person than the other countries, including the US.
Unfortunately, Canada and the US are neglecting the harmful safety threats that waste can have on the environment and public. The continent of North America is responsible for much of the world's garbage production as well as distribution. In particular, powerhouse Western civilizations such as Canada and the US have established themselves as the countries that produce the most pollution through the likes of garbage formation. In particular, the state of Michigan has made itself known for being landfill friendly and trash friendly for Canada and other states in the US. Ontario sends 1/3 of its waste to the US. This is because of new regulations implemented creating low fees for garbage disposal and storage, as well as the plethora of landfill locations available. However, garbage is still being thrown into the oceans.
China has been the world's biggest importer of garbage and recycled material, usually gained from the United States and Canada. According to CBC, China has imported approximately 163 million metric tons of waste from Canada and the US, as well as several other countries including Japan and the UK. The reason why countries ship their garbage and recycled materials is because they understand that it's more cheaper to export their trash to other countries. When it comes to trash trade, the main reason that China had imported trash from Canada and the US was mainly so that they could reuse the material for goods such as sandals, phones, hoses, and various other products. However, as of recently, China has issued a ban on the importation of paper and plastic materials. The main reasoning being is that China had decided that they want to make an effort in cleaning the environment and keeping their air clean. In response to China's announcement of their ban, the US and Canada now face the task of diverting their garbage to landfills in their countries.
These powerful Western countries are only shipping what the other countries want, which consists mainly of recyclable waste. That is what countries like China receive, packed and processed cube shipments of recycling. These shipments are temporarily stored in warehouse and dump sites until the okay is given to send them overseas. The items to be disposed of are however separated accordingly. All the recyclable material is ran on a conveyor belt where any excess or unwanted waste is hand-picked away. It is important to separate recyclable material and waste as they are to be disposed of differently. Due to the amount of garbage produced, shipments from the United States to China were down to 36% this year. This has impacted recycling programs in at least 27 states. According to the United States, for the first 4 months of the year, recyclable paper and plastic exports to India, Indonesia, Taiwan, and Vietnam have doubled ever since.
Unlike China, in the Philippines port of Manila, there sits a barge consisting of 50 containers which were exported from Vancouver. The barge was said to contain recyclable material, however, it contained dirty diapers, hospital hazards, and other garbage waste which is illegal to import into the Philippines. The Basel Convention of 1989 was enacted to prevent developed nations such as Canada and United States from offloading its hazardous waste onto the global south or onto weaker countries. The Philippines refused to accept this barge, and the Canadian government and shipping company also refused to take it back. The containers now sit in the port putrefying in the Manila heat. 29 of the 50 containers so far have been offloaded and dumped into landfills in the Philippines. Often countries in the global south do not have the proper means and infrastructure to accept them because there is an absence of garbage reception facilities, inspections, and fines. Garbage generated from ships, whether normal or hazardous, are a significant source of coastal pollution because of illegal disposal into the sea and improper handling on shore. Because of the lack of means to effectively and safely handle waste coming into third world countries, they often end up in landfills or oceans. In the case of Brazil, litter in tourist beaches have been linked to economic losses and pose significant health risks to beach users.
In Canada's Department of Foreign Affairs, currently there are no domestic laws which the Government of Canada could apply in this case to compel the shipper to return his containers of mixed household recyclables to Canada. Smaller and developing nations in the Global South are often taken advantage of by the larger developed countries in the Global North, simply because sometimes they have no choice but to deal with and accept the situation. This is because smaller countries in the Global South do not have the same power and strength as the developed nations in the North, leading to a power struggle. Unfortunately, this means that the Philippines will just have to wait until Canada agrees to take back the heaps of trash illegally shipped to the Asian country.